Okay, cool. So now everything else on my game is working, and the last thing I need to do is code my bird sprite here, all right? So I'm going to go back to my slides and take a look at the algorithm for this. It says that there's no code given for the toucan, but the code you need is very similar to what you've used in the butterfly and grasshopper sprites. When the green flag is clicked, the toucan should continuously move down the screen. If it touches the frog, they should go to a random X position and a Y position of 180. The score variable should decrease. And if it touches the pond, that they should go to a random X position and a Y position of 180. So this looks really, really familiar. It's almost the exact same as my insect sprites, except this time, if my frog catches the bird, it's going to lose points instead of gain points. So I'm pretty sure I know how to do this. Let's take a look at what we've got. So it says when the green flag is clicked. That's what we're starting with here. Now, I'm pretty sure on my other sprites, I had a forever loop around all of the other code. So I'm going to come down to control, and I'm going to choose my forever loop. Now, I remember the first thing in my loop was about moving the sprite down the screen. So I'm actually going to go back to one of my other sprites, and I'm going to see what that was. Oh yeah, it was change Y by -3. So I'm going to go to my toucan, and I'm going to go to motion, and I'm going to find that block that says change Y. There it is. And this says change Y by 10. I want it to be negative. So I'm going to choose -5. This guy's going to move down the screen a little more quickly. Right? See how he moves more quickly because he has a larger -Y value? But he's stopped down here because I don't have any other code for him. So he's stuck at the very bottom of our screen. So let's keep going. All right, now I remember I needed 2 if statements. One in the case that he touches the frog, and another in the case that he touches the pond. So 2 if statements, if, then, and if, then. Now inside here, I had a little blue diamond sort of thing. Let's take another look. Here it is, touching pond or touching frog. So let's go back to my toucan. Taking a look at the color of this block here, I think it's going to be in sensing because it's sensing whether or not this sprite is touching something else on the screen. So I'm going to find it here. Here it is, touching. And I need to grab this drop-down menu here, and I need to choose something else. So in this case, I'm going to choose the pond. So let's see, what happens when he touches the pond? Well, I want him to go back up to the very beginning. And for that one, I needed, let's see. Oh yeah, it's a go to X, pick random, and Y 180. So let's come back to my toucan here and start with the go to. That one is this one right here, go to X, some value, and Y some value. So I'm going to drag this one over. Now it's important because in the X value, I need a random number, okay? So I'm going to choose operators and pick random, but I can't just pick any random X value. It needs to be between the values that are on this screen here. So you can find those by going back to the other ones here. We've got -240 and 240. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to go to my bird, -240 and 240. There we go. Cool. And my Y value was 180. That's just above the top of the stage here. All right, cool. So let's see what happens when I click my green flag now. My bird is falling, and perfect. When it hits the pond, it goes back up to the top of the screen. But it's not doing that when it touches my frog. You'll see he kind of keeps going once he's touched my frog until he touches the pond. So I also now need an if statement that checks whether he touches the pond or not. And he's got to go back to this random X value and the Y value of 180 when that happens. Now, I also need to make sure I'm changing my score variable if he touches the frog. So that is under variables, and that's going to be change my variable by 1. And in this case, I'm going to be changing my score variable, and I'm going to be changing him by, let's say, -10. So he's going to lose a lot of points, okay? Don't forget, in this section here, you also need to add the sensing to make sure, or to check rather, whether or not he's touching the frog. And we need this block one more time in here in this if statement as well, all right? I'm not going to show you everything on this one because I want you to have a go on your own. All right, off we go.